Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really know you are.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Brittany. I'm back with another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that. And y'all, please watch my ad so I can save up my ad revenue so I can buy me an Elgato so I can start doing reaction videos. Like, I want to start watching Bad Girls Club as I'm reacting to it and put it on here, but I can't do that if y'all don't watch my ads and I don't get ad revenue money. So y'all watch my ads. But today we are here to talk about who should have been in the BGC13 house. And y'all, whoever suggested this, I like this because I really do feel like the BGC13 cast was not it. Like, y'all, we could have done better. Because on BG13, we had Camila, Judy, Sarah, Julie, Natalie, Red, Rocky, Jada, and Danny. And honestly, that cast was not giving redemption. It's like, none of these girls really needed redemption. It's like, we like Camila on her season. We like Judy. We liked Sarah. We liked Rocky. I can see Danny being on here, but Danny, she needed a little bit of redeeming, so I can see Danny on here. And then on top of that, she didn't have Gabby. So seeing Danny by herself in the BGC house, I feel like that was a good idea. I feel like they put Red and Jada on there just because they had beef from their prior season. It's like, I feel like that's the only reason why they did it. And then Julie, you know, she was master manipulator in her season, in her house. So seeing her in there wasn't too bad. And then Natalie's just Natalie, and she's just a bad person. So seeing her in there, it was just like, oh, okay. But everybody else, it was just like, we like them, so why are they on here? And then by the time 13 happened, it was only girls from like the previous seasons. But it's like, they didn't even have girls from the previous seasons. And I'm guessing by the time BGC 13 happened, like all the girls from the older seasons, they were probably done with Bad Girls Club and whatnot. But I feel like they should have reached out to them and see, hey, do y'all want to be on TV again and have some type of redemption? Because y'all was crazy on y'all season. Let's see what y'all are doing now. So y'all, these are the girls who I would have loved to see on BG13 because I feel like they needed some type of redemption. So yeah, let's get into it. First, I want to start with Kayla KC because Kayla KC, she was real high-tempered, real aggressive, and she was just quick to anger on her season. So it's like seeing, it would have been 10 seasons down the line. I feel like seeing Kayla in a house like this just to see what she's been up to, if she still has the same kind of mannerisms, if she's still quick to anger, that would have been good for us to see. But it's like BGC 13, it didn't have to be this whole aggressive regular Bad Girls Club thing. At this point, you had the life coach and everything, so it's just like, I feel like it could have been good. So seeing Kayla KC on BGC 13, like in the house, like I just feel like it would have been good. Like, do y'all think so? And then I say Brandi, cause y'all, Brandi is one of the biggest crash outs of all time. Like, every time I think of Brandi, I think of, I'm not a heroin addict hoe, and I think of her destroying the whole house, her throwing the panini maker, making, I think she cut, I want to say it was the Staten Island girl. She cut her, and she also cut Kristen when she was throwing a whole bunch of glass in the house. Brandi had like an obsessive behavior with Leah, so it would have been nice to see if Brandi was still an obsessive friend, if she is still quick to anger, if she still be throwing stuff when she gets mad. And it's just like, I don't know why they didn't reach out to the older season girls, because it's just like, we did not want to see these people. And Brandi and Kayla KC in the house, if they were in their prime and Kayla and Brandi were in the same house, that would have went up. But them being more mature, it probably would have been, but it's like, we would never know if they didn't put them, you know? So it's like, I really do feel like Brandi and Kayla, I'm trying to think, I feel like they would have been friends, but they probably would have bumped heads because they are both two just strong-minded people that just want things their way, and if they don't get their way, they gonna tear shit up. And then y'all know I love Kristen. I gotta say Kristen. But the reason why I do say Kristen, even though Kristen was like a fan favorite from her season, is because of the stuff Kristen was doing on her season. Kristen ran the house. She had a little puppy, aka Kayla, which was her little puppy. Kristen just ran the house season 5. So it would have been nice to see, like, does Kristen still think she can run the house? And then she would have been on there with Brandi years down the line, so to see how their dynamic was. Because from what I know, like, I listened to a recent interview, well, not a recent, I listened to an interview with Brandi, and she was saying that Kristen lied about a whole bunch of stuff that was going on the season. So it would have been, and not saying I would have wanted to see them argue about BGC5, but I would have loved to see their dynamic after they both had 2 different perceptions of what went down on BGC5. And I would have loved to see their dynamic, it just being Kristen and Brandi, because in the house, Brandi was on this side, Kristen was on that side, and yeah, they interacted, but they weren't friends. And then Leah was in the middle, and they both just liked Leah, and they liked Leah for different reasons. Like, Brandi liked Leah because of who Leah was when she first got in, and Kristen liked Leah because of who she became throughout the season. So Kristen was kind of dense. So I would have loved to see if Kristen matured, if she can be in the house with Brandi, or if she can be in the house with Brandi and Kayla KC, because it's like Kristen, even though she had Kat in the house and Kat was like a real dominant personality, Kat came in as her friend. Kayla KC, I don't think she would have came in as Kristen's friend. So it would have been nice to see what would Kristen do around Kayla KC. Not saying she would have been scared of her, but it's like she wouldn't have been to Kayla like she did everybody else, because Kayla KC would have beat Kristen's ass. I mean, not beat Kristen's ass, but she would have did something to her, and I would have loved to see that go down. And then I have to say Char. Char was just crazy. She was insane, and she also ran the house on her season. So seeing someone that ran the house on season 5 and someone that ran the house in season 6 would have been insane in a good way, because Char ran the house in the fact that she just had followers. She had people doing her stuff for her. Kristen ran a house in the fact with Kayla, the fact that for some reason, she just thought Kristen, well, not for some reason, she thought Kristen was fabulous. She liked her, and Kristen was just blonde, pretty, and got away with everything. So seeing Char and Kristen together would have been epic. And I would have loved to see if Char actually changed. Would Char still want to be in the house and have that dominant, I run the house personality? Would she be on some, I want to walk around and talk to myself and scream and yell and just start drama? Because if Char was in this house and right now we just have Kayla, KC, Brandi, and Kristen, the 3 of them were not going to follow Char. They were not going to follow Char. They were not going to care about what she's talking about. They weren't going to take no, oh, get out of my room, or oh, throwing cans in the face. None of them were going to take that. Not even Kristen. So Char just had a very, like, I'm the boss, this is all about me, I'm older, I'm wiser, I'm stronger. And I feel like Brandi and Char are around the same age, and I know Brandi wouldn't go for none of that. And it's just like, I would have loved to see Char in BGC13, to see, like, did the girl mature? Do she still think she can run a house? Do she think she can run Kayla, KC, Brandi, and Kristen? Absolutely not. But if you bring Char back, I also say they gotta pull a little BGC13 Red and Jada. They would have to bring Nikki back. I wouldn't want to see her, Char, in the house with Jessica and Lauren and all them again. She would have to bring the person back in that house who she was the most combative with and that pissed her off the most, and that is Nikki. And that's because Nikki was hella annoying. Y'all know how I feel about Nikki. I can't stand Nikki. Nikki is one of the people that I just really don't like, because she was annoying AF. And I really want to know, like, if Nikki was on BGC13, would she have still want to do pranks? Would she want to provoke people? And if she was in the house with Char again, would she be like, should I make up with Char? Like, should I be friends with Char this time around? Because right now, we only got Kayla, KC, Brandi, Kristen, and Char. I can see Nikki kind of hitting it off with Kayla, KC, and probably Brandi, but I don't think Kristen Nikki would be, you know, kind of cool. Kristen would be like, this girl kind of too much. She kind of annoying. But Char, somebody that already knows Nikki, I want to know what they'd be like. Hey, we're older, we're more mature now. Can we be friends? Or would it be more so on the baby, let's pick up where we left off type of thing? Then y'all, unpopular opinion. Y'all don't be mad at me. I say we throw Priscilla in there. And I say Priscilla needs redemption because out of Shelly and Tasha and Priscilla was the more likable one, in my opinion. Like, I had off and on moments with Priscilla, she wasn't scary. You know, she low-key stood up for herself. She just, and then in the beginning, she wanted to be friends with Stassi and Tiara. She just ended up being friends with freaking Shelly and Tasha, so she just totally disregarded the fact that she could have been likable. And yeah, she was unlikable, and I'll say that she was unlikable because of who she was around, because her being around Tasha was hella ignorant, and she fed into Tasha's ignorance. They were the ones, yeah, let's mess with Judy and pretend to be friends with her, and it's just like, girl, for what? And I feel like if Priscilla started off being friends with with Tiara and Stassi, she would have been more likable, even if she didn't like Judy. Cause no lie, Judy was entertained, but no lie, Judy was always drunk. And it's like, don't nobody want to always be around that 24/7. So it's like, I understand that frustration, but it's like she only went to the hashtag I don't like Judy just because her friends did, and that was lame to me. So I feel like Priscilla could have used a big redemption season just to see how she is by herself. See how she is when she's not around the people that she was with on Bad Girls Club. Because now she has Kayla, Brandi, Kristen, Char, and Nikki. And I feel like Priscilla, she could have done well, like been the middleman in this whole thing. Because it seemed like Priscilla wasn't stupid. Like she wasn't that quick to anger. She could play a real big mediator in BGC13, and we know that Priscilla can pop off if needed, as you know, she beat Judy's ass. So it's just like, I can see Priscilla kind of, you know, clicking up with a Kayla KC, maybe a Kristen, but I can really see her being friends with Kayla KC. Like, it seemed like they'll have a lot in common, but Kayla KC, you know, she a hothead, but she probably needs somebody like Priscilla. And maybe I'm giving Priscilla too much credit, but I really don't feel like Priscilla was that unlikable when she was by herself, especially when she came in. So seeing her on a BGC13, I feel like she could have a big turnaround. Then y'all, no lie, I say we need the whole entire BGC11 for a redemption season. Most importantly though, I say either Tiana, Gigi, or Jazz. Shit, maybe all three, but I would not want them in the house together because of how they acted when they were in the house together. Like, if I had to pick one though, I would honestly say Gigi though, because no lie, I had moments where I liked Tiana, but it's like I really didn't have a moment in a house where I was just like, I like Gigi. Like when Gigi first came in, I was just like, oh, okay, she's cool, and Sarah's dragging this whole thing. But after that, it just went downhill for Gigi. Like, no lie. And I feel like Gigi, she has potential to be cool, but she just turned into a follower. And I hated that for her, because it's just like, girl, you don't have to jump in every fight that your friends are in. You don't have to put your input to everything. Like, if you wanted to fight Janelle, cool. She took her earring, she snatched your earring, she snatched you, like she fought you, she did all that. Like, that's cool. So if you want to fight Janelle, that's cool. But the reason why you wanted to fight her is because everybody else didn't like her. And this all started with the whole broke hoes thing from Tiana. And it's just like, y'all, they all just hopped on Tiana and Tiana's bandwagon, and they just rode it all the way. And I feel like Gigi, she had a moment where she went out and she talked to Andrea when Andrea was upset, and that was her only likable moment in literally the whole season. And she was there from when she got there to the end, not like she got kicked out. That was her only likable moment. Damn, like I couldn't even find hee hee ha ha joy in a moment when old dude couldn't get his box hard for her. Like, that was supposed to, like, if I liked Gigi, that would be like, oh, but it was just kind of like a girl, that's why you ain't getting no dick. That's why, cause you mean. So yeah, I say Gigi could use a redemption, but also Jazz too. Like I said, I say Tiana too, but cause Tiana was like low-key the ringleader for all them. Well, honestly, her and Jazz were both like the ringleaders, but my thing is, I just wouldn't want to see all three of them in a house together. Like, it would have to be separately, because if the three of them were in a house together, they're gonna do the same thing. But if they come in separately, I would have loved to see them be themselves individually. Like Gigi, Jazz, and Tiana with Kayla, KC, Brandi, Kristen, Char, Nikki, and Priscilla. I feel like that could be dope. I would love to see who they would get along with and who would they not get along with as individuals. If the three of them come together, they just gonna be jumping people. But if Tiana, because we saw Tiana by herself on All-Star Battle, she did not pop off on nobody. She even had an issue with Elise, and she didn't put hands on Elise, but if her friends were there, they probably would have did something. So it's just like, and I feel the same way about Jazz and Gigi too. Like, they just all they all just got negative energy. They low-key give Summer, Jazz, and Big Lex, like, I don't know. Then going on to later seasons, y'all, someone that needs to be on a redemption season, and all because I feel like these people are freaking sickos, are Christina and Angela. Like, honestly, I really don't feel like Christina and Angela, they needed to be on Bad Girls Club. They just needed to be on a family therapy show, because it just seemed like all of their issues was connected to each other, and they just released that anger out on whoever was around, who is Jamie and Jazz, Hanan and Susu, the Ghost twins, the little Staten Island twins that were in the beginning. Like, all they did was have issues within themselves. Like, they just came in angry. So, and I feel like when Angela was on other shows, when I watched Angela on, like, I think it was like X on the Beach, or it wasn't Temptation Island. Yeah, it was X on the Beach. I liked her on X on the Beach. I thought she was funny. She wasn't being too messy. She was just being on the show. But it seemed like when Christina was there, Christina and her were just so angry at each other, and they just had so much drama in the house where they had to at everyone, and it was just like, yeah, relax, babe, calm down. But it's just like, if they're in the house together, I feel like the same thing is gonna happen. They're gonna fight each other, and they're gonna fight everybody else with each other, just due to the fact that they're sisters. And I wouldn't want to see that. But I feel like they both need redemption. Like, they got hella hate on their season because of all the BS that they were doing. So I feel like they need a little redemption season, no lie. Then y'all, finally, I have to say Key, cause no lie, shorty, old girl had issues. Like, I don't know what was, I honestly don't know what was her deal. I really do feel like Key's issue was she just didn't like pretty girls from the West Coast, cause that was her main issue with Sayora. Cause other than that, the thing, like, even when she first met Sayora, she was just like, oh, I can't relate to pretty girls, I'm from the hood. And it's just like, you saying y'all don't got pretty girls in the hood, everybody in the hood ugly or something, so seeing people that's prettier piss you off, like that was low-key kind of weird. So Key, I'm putting Key in this house for redemption, and I'm also putting her in this house to be humble. Cause yeah, Bree humbled her, but she ended up getting her lick back on Bree easily, and she wasn't intimidated by Bree. I feel like if Key were in this house with somebody like Kayla, KC, or Brandi, somebody that can put her in her place, or even somebody like Kristen. Okay, cause what we not gonna do is make it seem like Kristen was no bitch. Kristen was always on that. So it's just like Key, she just needed somebody to humble her, and humble her quickly. So yeah, does Key need redemption? Yeah, but I also feel like Key, she needed to be humbled, and humbled quickly. So yeah, y'all, my BGC13 house. Oh, I just thought of somebody. Okay, honorary mention. I have to put Ripsy. Gotta put Ripsy, because of the fact that Ripsy, she did the first fight, the first crash out, and the girl was always drunk. So I would have loved to see her like 12, 13 seasons down the line, to be like, is she still drunk? Is she still a crash out? Is she still getting pushed in pools? Is she still using daddy's money? Like, these are the questions that people want to know. But yeah, y'all, I feel like like the BGC13 house should have strictly been for girls that were always doing the most, that were too aggressive, that we didn't like. Like, y'all put in, like, cause them put in the people that we did like in the house, cause shit, I came out not liking some of them. Rocky, low-key, looking back at it, Rocky low-key annoyed me on that season. And I liked Rocky. You know, like, she was annoying. Like, at a certain point, Camila irritated me on that season. And I like Camila, but it's just like, oh yeah, stop. I was like, stop putting my fan favorites in my face, because they're pissing me off now. They pissing me off. But for BGC13, I feel like these girls really needed a redemption season. Kayla KC, Brandi, Kristen, Char, Nikki, Priscilla, the Wolfpack, meaning Gigi, Jazz, and Tiana. But I would not want them in the house together, because they would be doing some weird jumping stuff. Christina and Angela, and it's like, I wouldn't want them in the house together too, but I know they would have to be because they're sisters, and that was it. And then Key, K-E-Y, not Kiki, but Key from Compton. And I just feel like those girls did the most on their season. No lie, I didn't like them. I'm pretty sure a lot of us didn't like them. Well, we did like some of them. Well, let me not say that we didn't like them. Let me not say that at all, because I did like them, but they was just crazy as hell, and it made me, it was making a lot of us look at our TV sideways, like, why the hell is this girl all crashing out? And I feel like we would have loved to see what they were up to, see if they improve or what they did not improve on. And y'all cannot say this list is not fire. Kayla KC and Brandi in the house, it's already getting me excited, and it's never gonna happen. I would have loved to see what they were gonna do. And then I would have loved to see somebody put Key in her place. So I would have loved for Key to sit here and be like, oh, you put noodles in my sock drawer, to somebody like Brandi, and Brandi just, bitch, who you talking to, ho? Like, and throw something at her ass. I would have loved for Char to pretend like she's running the house in BGC13, and Kristen be like, oh no, baby, you was not that girl. You was not that girl. I would have loved for Christina and Angela to try to turn up on some, oh my gosh, we're sister stuff, and Kayla KC be like, baby, y'all's is not that girl. Y'all's is not that girl. I would have loved to see Tiana, Gigi, and Jazz low-key get humbled. And y'all know what? I know it seemed like I would do this just to see drama. But I would hope that all of these girls do some type of evolution. But y'all know sometimes that toxic in you, it just never go away. So it's like, I know it's in all of them, just a teeny tiny bit. And I would have loved to see if what they do and do not trigger around each other. And then on top of that, all of them having the fake ass life coach Laura, I would have loved to see how they conversations with them did, because I know from top to bottom on this list, all of them would have been annoyed with Laura. I can literally see Brandi getting into it with Laura. I can see Kristen getting into it with Laura. I can see Kayla KC getting into it with Laura. I can see Key getting into it with Laura, because Key did not like being told what to do. Okay? And it's like Christina and Angela, they already knew Laura, but shit, even they, like, because Laura thought they was crazy. So it's just like, so yeah, y'all, that's who I would have wanted to see in the BGC13 house, and why, and that I feel like these girls can use some redemption. Because I hate that when I go back and try to look for girls from the older seasons, they be closed off, they Instagrams be closed. I'm just like, I just want to see what y'all up to, man. I'm nosy. So yeah, y'all let me know who y'all feel like deserve to be on BGC13, who y'all feel like needed a redemption season, and why. Because I feel like there are a lot of girls that needed a redemption season besides our fan favorites. Like, why do what did our fan favorites need to redeem? Like, I was confused. Like, let's put the girls in there that was always doing some bullshit and crashing out. They were right putting Natalie and Julie on there, but it's like, other than that, and then their replacement was Rima. Why do y'all think we want to see Rima? What the hell did Rima do on season 9 when we're just like, oh my gosh, it's Rima? I was like, who the hell? I was like, oh, this is Rima. Okay. And then she got bitched at the reunion by Tanisha. She tried to have her moment with Judy, and it's just like it just didn't give. She was like a waste of space and a waste of time. They said Tiara was supposed to be on BGC13, but it didn't pull through. So it's just like the cast could have been so much better. They could have put me in charge of it, because I feel like my cast is lit. My cast is lit. So y'all let me know who y'all would have wanted to see on BGC13, and y'all continue to drop BGC topics down below, and y'all watch my ads so we can watch BGC together. Like, for real, like I want to watch it and then record myself reacting to it and watching it. And I'm gonna do it episode by episode, season by season, because I just love talking shit about BGC, because it's like, why not? What else do we got to do in life? All this madness going on in the world, like, we don't care about that. Let's talk about BGC. Okay, so y'all let me know that. Keep leaving topics down below. Until the meantime, just make sure that y'all like, comment, subscribe, and share all that.